Hi, and thanks for stopping by. Today in our video series, we're going to be talking about a common question that we receive as attorneys. When should I take Social Security? And there is no universal answer to this question. Generally speaking, the earlier you take Social Security, the less money that you receive on a monthly basis. So if you delay taking Social Security, you're going to be able to have a higher monthly amount, but you're not going to benefit from the income that comes in those early years. So there's a number of factors to consider. The first might be the need for funds. If an individual needs the money, then that can sometimes trump all of the other considerations that we'll talk about today. So it's hard to argue if someone needs that supplement to their income. Sometimes that is, and in many cases, is the deciding factor. For other couples that want to be more strategic about it, you need to consider things such as the tax implications of taking Social Security earlier or later, the relative age and health of spouses in a married couple, and your other financial resources that you have available to you. So for an individual that has adequate resources, deferring Social Security to a later age might be a good idea because generally speaking, you receive about 8% more per year if you delay. So the difference between age 62 to age 70 can be almost double the amount of Social Security that you would receive. So if you have a married couple where one individual had relatively high earnings and has maxed out their Social Security benefit, and the other has relatively low earnings, it could be strategic to take one earlier or on time and defer the Social Security of the higher earning partner to later in life. Spouses are allowed to receive the higher of their two Social Security checks after the death of the first spouse. So if there's a large age disparity between spouses, that can be another factor. So an older partner who could then pass on a benefit to a younger partner that had less benefits might consider delaying taking his or her Social Security to allow the younger partner to receive a larger check for a longer period of time. The other factor we always have to consider is health. If someone's in poor health, has a terminal diagnosis of any sort, then taking Social Security sooner rather than later is going to be the best option. Everyone can go to the Social Security website, ssa.gov, and get a projection of their actual benefits. And this can be a great place to start the conversation, maybe with your attorney, accountant, financial advisor. If you look on our website, we have a sheet that you can download that discusses all of these topics in greater depth. Obviously, there's no one-size-fits-all solution, and you should always be checking with your attorney, your accountant, and financial advisor when making these decisions. Something we tell clients too is that we could make perfect choices if we had a crystal ball, but we don't. So some of this will involve guesswork and guesstimates, knowing a bit about family medical history, projecting rates of return on the market, where you might be in a given market cycle if you have other investments and don't want to draw down on them sooner rather than later to allow them to recover from a recession. There's so many factors that go into this, and I think the important thing is to not get it perfect, but to get it as good as you can. So don't agonize over this situation too much, but put some thought into it, and it could go a long way to improving your overall income picture in retirement. Thanks for stopping by.